welcome everyone. So this discussion is going to be based on why we are youth leaders or in the ministry, and it's just a discussion. And yeah, so the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, why did you want to be, or why did you become a youth leader?
Who wants to start?
Thank you, Matt.
Why did I become a youth leader? It's a bit of a strange one, to be honest. It wasn't a plan that I had ever. I think I was in matric. No, I lie. I think it actually started when I first met Shayla and Kanisha, and they started taking us for lessons at Sunday school because it was like the newest thing ever. Because there was a period of time where there was no one helping out the teens, because like those youth leaders when I was younger just kind of left. And when Shayla and Kanisha joined and they started teaching us and all that, I was just like oh snap, welcome back to the youth vibe. And I think that's when I kind of started. And then when I hit matric and I met Jenny and all of that, that's when I was like, oh, maybe I could give this a go. I don't know yet, but maybe I could just, give it a go and see what happens. And yeah, my intention wasn't to become a youth leader. It was actually just to see what it's like having a lesson. And everything just slowly built up from there. Yeah. And then obviously thinking back now, I've shared this story with Jenny as well. When I did a few lessons, I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying this. I don't see why I can't keep doing this. And I had not a flashback, but I just remembered, I had a memory of when I was in grade 4. And there was a guy named Alex who used to take me for Sunday school. And I was like, I kind of want to be like Alex now, because I remember having such good memories in that class, even though I can't remember what we were doing. And it wasn't like a big class. It was just I think there was 5 or 6 of us in this class, and we were all in grade 4, obviously, and just taking Sunday school. I was like, I want to be that guy because, I had it, and I kind of want to give back in that way, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's kind of what put me on becoming a youth leader.
Yeah, very similar thing to what Matt said about wanting to give back. And yeah, also, I remember when I did confirmation, kind of before, I can kind of say in my faith life, kind of before confirmation, after confirmation. And kind of that I wanted to be able to give that to other people. And sort of also that I felt like that's how kind of that's what I can do for God. I definitely cannot hold a note. I cannot play a musical instrument, all that stuff. But I can teach people about God. And so that's what kind of motivated me. And also kind of, sort of not negative way, but sort of that, I've had my share of crazy teachers, crazy church teachers and so on. And, sort of I know what I'm going to teach. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Cool. Thanks, Simon. Shayla.
I'll go next.
Oh, Kani, yay.
I think for me, it was always, it sort of came from a personal experience. I've had youth leaders before, and I always thought that youth leaders were cool, right? But I always saw myself as I can't be a youth leader or whatever because I'm not cool, or I don't like children or whatever. Until Jenny made me do a holiday club once, and she put me in a class of and I said, I don't want to deal with children. I said, I don't want children. And she was like, no, you're going to be a grade 6 leader. And I was like, okay. And at the end of that week, I promise you, I was so in love with those children. I was just like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. It was just so enjoyable that I was like, I think I want to be able to create a space for young people to just feel okay, to feel like they belong somewhere, and that they don't have to feel attacked for religious reasons, for whatever reasons are going on in their lives. And if you look at like our youth group, for example, it's so diverse in terms of like, there's so much going on in our youth group, and they're so open-minded about accepting each other for who we are. I really just wanted to be able to be in a position where I can create that kind of space for other people, where they could just feel comfortable being themselves, especially in the church, because the church is very easy to feel uncomfortable in. So I feel that we could create that kind of space for people in our church, or the young people in our church.
Cool. Thank you, Connie. And I didn't make you do the holiday club. I just encouraged you.
With a lot of peer pressure.
Shay?
Okay, I'm gonna apologize in case you hear some like hectic building noises, but I didn't actually plan to be a leader either. It's like Matt. It happened just after I was confirmed. I did adult confirmation actually. So end of 2012, Reverend Alice came up to me and she was like, "We need someone to look after the teens." I was like, okay. I don't know what that means. So that's how I got into it, because I honestly didn't know how teen church worked, how Sunday school worked, because when I was younger, I kind of used to run away from Sunday school and going to the big church. Big church was my jam, so I used to go there. But I kind of just, once I started, I kind of just fell in love with it and like connected with people. That's why I just continued with it. So yeah, that was me.
That's cool. Thanks,
Shayla
Shay.
had the best quizzes, guys. I'm just gonna put that out there. Being in Shayla's classes when I was younger, she had the best quizzes at the end of like classes and stuff. It was like the best thing. Even if there was like no prize to be won, like you just wanted to win.
You always learn something. Always.
That's true. Always. Even if you weren't paying attention to the lesson.
And most of the time it was learning something that had nothing to do with the lesson.
Father Sammy?
Yeah, I'm not a youth leader. I was a long time ago. And obviously my era was very, very different. Just to give a very short background, my church at home in Sisha, St. Matthew's, had 3 years of a difficult period. The church closing down, reopening, fights in the church, etc., etc. And funny enough, it was in the midst of that I started confirmation, and I stayed in confirmation for 3 years because the church was not functional and the bishop kept not confirming us. And my sister ultimately ended up joining the confirmation class. We were confirmed together. And funny enough, it was in that context that I kind of, first sensed that I might have a call to ministry. And also that I had these 3 years where I've been trying to find myself, and church has been that place that has been important. So I got involved in that, got involved in student ministry in school with the student Christian movement. We had different kinds of priests, from charismatic to high church. And I just wanted to explore that initially. And after a period of exploring that, I thought, maybe I can share it with others. So it was like most of you, if not all of you, it was about giving something of what you've received, even if the circumstances were difficult. And I keep discovering that a lot of things that were important to me back then are still important to me today, because some of the things in society haven't changed, some things I have not changed in church. And in a sense, and I'm talking about the negative things, positive things that don't change, I think they should stay that way. And I think it's just that impulse of serving, giving back from what one has gained from this strange bride of Christ, if I can put it that way, the church. Yeah, so the church has given me a lot, and my life is dedicated to sharing that.
Cool. Thank you, Father Sammy. That's really interesting. So for me, I I kind of can blame it on holiday club. When I started doing holiday clubs, I was about 14, and my best friend and I at the time we had this group that just grew every single day, and it was the biggest group within the holiday club. I think we had like 12 kids every day, and these girls, they were lovely, but most of them were bigger than me, like taller and stuff, and yeah,
They still are.
they still are, yes. And holiday club just brought me out of my shell, and I became the person that I wanted to be. And it took a long time for me to remember who that Jenny was, because I was very, very shy. I didn't think I was cool enough, like you said, Kani. But I just knew that I wanted to help people and be with young people in the church. And it was always such a great moment seeing these kids come back to church after holiday club. And I just felt like that needed to continue. And that's pretty much the beginnings of why I became leader.
That's about holiday club, because I remember one of the holiday clubs I did. I think it was the first holiday club I ever did. Then one of the girls in my class was like, "How do I get involved in this? How do I do this? Because I want to do what you do." And I was like, "Okay, cool." But yeah, I think youth leaders have a really big impact on like younger children, because they see you and they're just like, I want to be that. I just want to be there. I want to be like Kanye, or I want to be like Jenny, or like Matt, or whatever. And it's just like really so cool to see that kind of impact that you have on younger people.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why, I mean, I'm here right now. Alex had a crazy impact on me, and this was literally 12 years ago, and I can still remember going to his class. And I mean, I think, every time I think back, I'm like, I really didn't pay attention in class, and I didn't know what was going on, but the fact that I was there and I was looking at this guy like, yeah, I want to be like you one day. I don't know why, but, and then coming to that realization, like later on, I was like, actually, it was a crazy moment for me. Actually, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think from what Matt said, there's this saying that people may not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. In a sense,
Yeah.
everything else starts falling into place from that point. And I think it's a wonderful thing that we want to be that to others, even if I'm not sure how many people remember my sermons, but I hope that they put them in a place where they can explore for themselves from the depth of their hearts, in a sense.
Oh man, that's like just nail on the head. Nail on the head. It's legit. It's like all about that feeling that you get, like being a youth leader and when being a part of when you are young and being a part of a group, knowing that you're accepted and everything. It's definitely that feeling. And I don't think there really is words for it. You just know when it's right.
Next question is, what is the strangest or weirdest or funniest question or anything that has happened to you while you were a leader? Shay, do you want to start us off?
Okay, I can. The worst moment. We all know the worst moment. The worst moment was holiday club camp. We were playing Protect the President, and I was protecting my president, Jenny. And my legs went one way while the rest of my body went the other way. And so I dislocated my knee, fractured 3 bones as I fell. And then second part of that story was, let me take my scarf off and tie my leg together, walk to the upper room and cry there so no one sees me. And then I decided to stay for that whole day until like the evening when I was just like, nope, I can't take this pain anymore. And that's when I went home. I had to actually get a surgery for that actual accident. And then there was like it was kind of a cool moment that happened with Ramon and I. We were going up for communions one day, and Ramon is just calmly kneeling next to me, and he's like, Shayla, just like so chill, Shayla, the church is on fire. Like literally so calm, the church is on fire. And like I look up and I see the altar is on fire because the candle fell and lit everything on fire. And he's just like, go fix it. I'm like, how are you so troubled with this? So obviously we fixed it, but that moment was the best thing ever.
Oh, heck, wow.
Oh wait, and there was another moment with Matt, actually. Matt would know this one. When we were coming back from Anglicans Ablaze and we almost died in my car.
Yo, that was intense. That was intense, guys. Like Anglicans Ablaze was, maybe that's also one of the reasons why I became a youth leader, because damn, I even forgot about that. Going to Anglicans Ablaze, like, it was super unplanned. It was myself, Shayla, Jade, and Chad. And I don't think Father Sammy knows Jade and Chad. But anyway, it was just us four, and we've been invited to go into this thing called Anglicans Ablaze. It was at that New Life Church, the big one. And it was basically just a whole bunch of Christians from all around the country. And it was, I didn't realize how high profile it was at the time, but it was just like a super big thing. And they're having these services and workshops for everyone. And, just, and then, the kids would get separated into different groups and go to their own workshops. And the whole thing was just a crazy, fun experience. And I think was it 4 days, Shayla? Can't remember
Yeah,
how
it was
long.
4 days.
Yeah, it was like 4 days. Anyway, like this was like a massive deal because what's his name? The Archduke of Canterbury? Is that his?
Archbishop.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the guy. The guy that married Meghan Markle and the prince. That guy. He was there. And at the time, I really didn't realize like his positioning within the church. And I was like, oh well, it's just some cool dude. And there was another guy there, and they had like the best chains ever. Like I'm talking solid gold looking. Whew, it was cool to look at. But again, that whole experience was madness. But anyway, every day we would get like super tired, and the one day we were on our way home, Shayla ended up driving on the wrong side of the road, and I kid you not, it must have been Jesus taking the wheel that she swerved because we saw a car coming, like almost hit us, and I was like, damn, we could have died. It was intense.
Okay, let's just move past that point, but like also on Anglicans Ablaze, it was where the Archbishop of Canterbury and our own Archbishop was there, and they literally walked past us, shake our hands, but to Jade, he literally slapped her on the face and said, "Good to see you."
I remember that. It was so intense. It was so intense to see that happen. It was like,
and she had that like handprint on her face.
Yo, she got blessed. And then a few people got the Archbishop to wash their feet, and I thought that was like one of the craziest things ever. Imagine having the Archbishop of Canterbury washing your feet. Like, that's pretty intense, guys. So yeah, that whole experience, and then seeing how many bishops there were a lot of bishops there. Like people were sporting their purple robes. You know what I mean? So yeah, just that whole experience was great. I actually still talk to the one person I met there. Do you remember Shailene? Shay? Yeah. She wished me happy birthday. It was crazy. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. I would recommend that if it's still going on, people should go to Anglicans Ablaze and pray that they get KFC at the end. Yeah, we got KFC on the last day. It was a great day. Strangest one. I don't know if I've actually been asked a strange question, to be honest. Usually with holiday clubs, especially, I don't really have a class. So I'm just kind of everywhere, helping out with everyone, making sure everything's going. But if I had to say, I think the weirdest one was, how do I become a youth leader? Because the way the question was asked was like, so how do I become a youth leader? Because I want to be able to do this, and I want to be like this, and like the list just didn't stop. And oh man, like, and this girl was like into it. I'm trying to remember her name. And if you guys see her, you'll know exactly who she is. Oh, what's her name? she was there last year and the year before, and she's always like super hyperactive. Oh, one of the older kids. Oh, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Oh no, I lie. I know the
You
best
mustn't
question.
lie. Lies make baby Jesus cry.
I just remembered now. The best question, and I think this is the best question all of us have been asked. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh my gosh. Okay, to put context to the story.
Yes.
Daisy, where are you going?
Sorry.
Okay, wait. So to put context to the story was last year at Holiday Club, we invited children's homes to join us, and one of the children's homes had a Down syndrome young woman who wanted to join us, and her name was Daisy, and she was the greatest. She was
the blessing we never knew we needed in our lives because Daisy gave us strength, guys.
Yes.
She made us so weak and gave us so much strength at the same time.
Daisy wasn't very verbal. She didn't have much verbal skills, but what she could say was, "Where are you going?" Because that's what everybody said to her constantly. Because she would just change her mind and go in one direction, and then she would disappear and go another way. Yeah, it was a great week.
And just letting her be
Where
free. And, where are you going? Matthew, where are you going? Nowhere, Daisy. Okay.
No, the worst moment of that Holiday Club with Daisy was when she just left, and like Jenny and I got attached to Daisy.
Yeah.
Left. And I'm just like, say goodbye first, please.
Yeah, she was so like, yeah, cool. Daisy was like the coolest kid. All fairness, she was the coolest kid. She just walked wherever she needed to walk and did her thing, and it was crazy because dealing with that, it was like I'm just gonna say we were not prepared. Like it was
really
crazy trying to take care of a kid like that, and going through that experience was like it was very building. Like it built me up. Like if I can do this, I can do anything, kind of thing. Especially in the moments, because it was difficult. I'm not gonna say it was difficult because everyone was like trying to make sure that this girl is okay, she's fine, and I think we also underestimated her because she knew what she was doing. She wasn't getting hurt. She wasn't getting up to mischief. She was just doing her thing, and we were all like paranoid. Like, is this girl okay? Where is she? We need to know what's going on at all times. So, yeah, again, that's why it made us weak and strong at the same time. Like I think I realized I need to release the reins, let her do a thing, and just watch and make sure she's okay. But I don't need to be on top of her, say Daisy do this, Daisy do that, and yeah, it actually makes me think of the serenity prayer, and I was like, give me the now I'm forgetting, but it's basically like give me the wisdom to know the difference, relating to the things I can control and things I can't control. And Daisy is a force of nature that you cannot control. But yeah, great experience. In no rush to do it again, but great experience.
I have two strange moments. One was, I can't remember which year of confirmation it was, but we were doing like a lesson about ethics and morality or whatever. And it was like early on in the year, so we like still were doing icebreakers. And we did one where we like have them go to different sides of the room depending on which, like we give them a dilemma and they go to like one side of the room or the other. And like, I mean, some of them were like pizza or burgers or whatever, but some of them were more serious. And like the thing just went on, and we started running out of dilemmas. And at one point I said, the dilemma I gave was, would you rather have a puppy-sized elephant or an elephant-sized puppy? And I think at that point we were like, okay, this has gone on enough. Let's sit down and start the lesson. And then the other one was Holiday Club last year when I had to like look after the boys. during the evening, and we'd had to give them the talk that evening. And the one, I can't remember who it was, but the one guy decided to put on a neon green tutu and go into the girls' room in the rectory and start dancing. Well, dancing. And yeah, and I like chased after him, like, dude, like, we just had a talk about this, like, don't go into the girls' room. And he was like not listening to me, and I said, listen, and I was like getting cut off, and I said, listen.
What happens in the
And
boys'
he
section
just
stays
he
in the
ran back to the boys' room.
Oh man,
Now that I say it out loud, it sounds horrifying.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna touch on that, man. Wow. Whoa. Handling the boys is like the hardest thing in the world. I think they're worse than the actual classes that we take, or that you have to look after. In the evening, like, oh, those boys can go on and on and on, and sometimes you're just tired. You just want to have sleep. You're ready to, just recharge. And these guys are just talking about everything that no one cares about except for these, just for them, and it's like, oh. So I can kind of like understand where Simon was coming from. I'm not sure if you would have used that specific threat, but I'm not going to say it wasn't warranted.
I'm trying to think of experiences. I've been asked many questions, and I've had many experiences that are quite strange. One of them, but that was a bit later in life. I was a part of the Anglican Society at Wits University, and every Friday we would have services and then go to this place called Couch and Coffee for Tramazini and just a chill. And this one guy decided to come and join us and realized that we're kind of a churchy group. And there's this one question that has always bothered him. I mean, remember, I come from an age when religion education and the Bible were taught in school. So there are certain things that you take, to be standard. Everyone would know. And he started asking us a question that I think we all misunderstood it because it was, I would say, wrongly informed. He asked us, what do we need the New Testament for? The Old Testament has always been good for us. But what he meant was that he thought there was a new Bible altogether after 94.
Oh.
After that's what he thought. That's what he thought. That and we're trying to explain this thing, the New Testament, the Old Testament, etc., etc. But he thought there was actually a new Bible. We don't need the one that we learned in school. An experience was, this is from, my youth days. I was doing what I still call church hopping, just finding out what other churches are doing. So there's this revival tent that was happening in that township. I went there. And of course, it was all exciting. And it got to a point where the let us pray. Now, I'm an Anglican. When you say let us pray, our prayers are formulated. And of course, the one that I can remember the easiest is Father. So I prayed our Father and finished. And they were still going on and on and on and on. I prayed our Father again and finished. They were still going on. I prayed our Father and finished. I got fed up with them. I just left and went home. That's just such a, I'd never been in that kind of a context before. But these people seem to be able to just pray and pray and pray and pray. Another thing was, of course, the music is different. And there's this, now we sing the song quite a lot in the Anglican Church, the let your living waters flow over my soul. And, you have a lot of Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Now, obviously, in a high Anglican church, you are taught to either genuflect or bow at every mention of Jesus. That's another thing that happened at that very service. And I felt like a fool, just, it was after the prayer that I realized I don't think I belong here. Left and went home. It's like, okay, maybe there are certain experiences I shouldn't have. But obviously, I've since grown beyond that. But there are a whole lot of questions that are just, you just misunderstand them because what informs them might not be what you think. So you're responding to the wrong question.
I have an experience.
Yeah.
Last year, Holiday Club I promise you all our experiences come from Holiday Club. But anyway, Holiday Club experience. Last year, our Holiday Club theme was Disney Kingdoms. So we all had to dress up as Disney characters. And I was like, I'm dressing up as Princess Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, because that's other than from like The Lion King, that was probably my favorite Disney movie. So I was like, I'm dressing up as Princess Tiana, right? So I had this dress that I wore to a wedding, and in my head, I thought, because I put it away, I haven't like been seeing it. I was like, it's green, I know it's green, it's like a turquoisey green. I put it on and it looked blue. So all the little girls, like not even in my own class, just like all of them were like, are you dressed as Cinderella? And I was like, no, I'm Tiana. And they were like, no, Tiana wears a green dress, you're wearing a blue dress. I was like, it's okay, put it in your imagination. So later on in the week, this one girl says to me, I was standing next to my partner, like my team partner, like he was teaching the same class as me. And the girl says, if you're a princess from The Princess and the Frog, why don't you kiss a frog? I was like, I don't have any frogs to kiss. So she looks at him and she says, here's a frog, why don't you kiss him? I nearly died, guys. I nearly died of such embarrassment. I was like, what is this? But I think I was more embarrassed for him, because I was like, where did this child come up with this? She was like, here's a frog, just kiss him. And I was like, no, it's okay. Thank you. It's cool. But yeah, that was one of the funniest experiences I've been through, like being a leader.
Can I just point out the funny moment that Jen reminded us of the other day with a pixie dust?
That's you! Jeez, last year was the bomb.
It's oh man, flower down your shirt is not fun, guys.
I think we need to get context for Sammy here. So
you can send him the video.
yeah, we can send you the video, but dressed up as Peter Pan. So he had pixie dust with him, which was flour. So he'd go up to everyone and just like randomly just like throw pixie dust. So he went up to Matthew, all calm and quiet, and then just stood in front of him and just went pixie dust, and was like full up in
that guy threw it in my face. Though I was like, oh my gosh. I knew in that moment I was like, I need a shower right now, and there's still like 2 hours left of holiday club. Oh yeah.
For me, my strangest question was Tristan. He came to me. He was about 16 at the time.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like his age makes it odd. So he comes to me and he says, Janie, where did Noah put the whales in the ark? Completely serious. And I was like, why did the whales need to go into the ark when they could just stay in the water?
Yeah.
And he had to believe that the whales and the sharks and the fish all had a spot in the ark. Yeah. I mean,
technically in the Bible it does say
it says all the land animals.
I'm sure he had a fish tank or something.
Like they had like an aquarium. He had an aquarium inside there.
And my worst experience after Shayla's injury was one of our boys, Lungelo, was helping us set our tables for the sewing club after holiday club. And yeah, they were holding the table upside down and moving it. And the other person carrying the table must have dropped it or something. And Lungelo tripped over the table and kind of like somersaulted. So I stopped laughing because it looks funny. And then he kind of like grabs his forehead and won't move. And I'm like, Lungelo, what happened? Like, are you okay? Like, you're scaring me now. And then he takes his hand away and he's made it like the leg of the table.
It was here.
Yeah, it was like in between his eyes.
Yeah, it actually tripped and like hit the corner of the table, and it actually hit him between his eyes.
Yeah, like a huge gash right there.
So I had to take him down to health Medicross, and they gave him like 4 or 5 stitches. I nearly fainted, but yeah.
He laughed about it, so.
Oh, jeez.
It's all good. Yeah, but when that happened, it was pretty hectic.
One of Trinity's holiday clubs, I got stabbed in the hand.
We've been through it. Wow.
How? Why? Who?
There was a disagreement over a pair of scissors and the use thereof.
Oh no.
Wow.
Holiday club sounds like a war zone.
You know what? It really is only for the leaders though, because the kids just have a blast. The kids have a time, but the leaders, we're going through so many emotions at the same time. It's like I don't know how
But
many
the
times.
point of holiday club is for the children to have fun. So
Yeah.
I think we're
Yeah,
achieving our goals here, okay? We're
yeah,
we're achieving the objectives. Even because it's not about us. It's not
yeah.
about us,
That
it's about
that's
the
the
children.
favorite saying. That is our favorite saying
It's
at
not
Holiday Club.
about you.
It's not about you. The minute you're feeling down in the dumps, the minute you're feeling like you're too tired to do anything else with these kids, you just gotta remember it's not about you.
Make it or make
It's
it.
about them, and that's literally what gets me through Holiday Club. Like
And at
everyone
the
has
end
our
of holiday
moments.
club, and at the end of holiday club, the kids don't want to go home ever. And like on
Yeah.
Friday, it's like sad because nobody wants it to end. Like, can't we carry on next week or something? We're like, no, we can't. We can't. We are physically
Yeah.
unable.
But even the part of you really wants to, it's like, I would really give you guys another week if I could. I really
Yeah.
would, but I can't.
I'm
So we always,
drained.
oh yeah. But
Oh,
again,
yeah.
favorite saying, it's not about you. That's how you get through it. It's for the same. If you ever come to Holiday Club, you'll always see someone in the corner taking a moment to themselves, and then you'll just hear, someone saying, remember, it's not about you. It's about them.
Not
We're not
about
here for us. We're there for them. And when you come to, it's like, okay, let's do this again. And yeah.
I'd have the advantage of just crossing the road and going home.
Yeah, just throw it out there. One of the best things that I've learned is actually the fact that it's not about me. The
Yeah.
best lesson I ever learned at Holiday Club, it's not about me. And, just also you kind of just take that with you into your class and all of that. When you teach your classes and you're listening to other people, you just got to remember, like, it's not about me at the end of the day. I'm not here for me, I'm here for them. And it really, people can say it as much as they want, but I can honestly say, and I'm sure everyone here can agree, that we can feel it when we say it's not about me. It's not just something we say anymore.
Actually, I think all of ministries like that, the need to keep remembering that ultimately it's about God and those that we serve, in a sense.
Yeah.
That's actually quite a lesson, and it's better when you feel it than when you just have it as head knowledge. It's servant leadership, so to speak. Yeah, I think that's an important thing.
And I think we can even implement it in terms of youth as well, not just like holiday club, but every single week at youth, when you do something, when you do a lesson, you put in that work to doing that, to the research and the effort for that work and pitching up. It's because it's not about you. Like, you're not in this for yourself. You're not being a youth leader because of your ego or whatever it might be. It's for the people that you're serving other people. You're not serving yourself. It's really not about you. And I think that's an important thing to remember. As a youth leader, it's something I personally try to remember all the time, that it's not about me. It's really not about me. It's about the people that I'm serving.
Yeah. And what makes it better is just the fact that we have such a great team. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we have a great team amongst us. Like, if Jenny really can't make it, Shayla can pull through. Shayla can't make it, Kenny can pull through, I will pull through. It's a great way that we bounce off each other, we feed off each other, because I can honestly say, if you had to do this alone, it would be tough.
Yeah.
It would be very tough to keep remembering that it's not about you and still feeling that it's not about you, because it can get overwhelming at times.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, very grateful for you guys.
I think the church might need to hear this, or at least understand it one way or the other. That this is what youth leadership is about, and I think there are a lot of lessons from it that can be shared with the church, in a sense, because I'm sure that there are other groups that perhaps are learning exactly the same things, and it would be wonderful to kind of reaffirm each other in what we know to be true. look, we started with why we are youth leaders or we are in ministry, and funny experiences. And funny enough, pardon the pun, it gets to the serious things, so to speak. But the serious things don't have to be boring.
Yeah.
I think when we do become a leader in any setting, you do get this sense of almost like entitlement, because now you've made it. And I think if you have a group like we have right here that can remind you, like whenever you're having a moment, that it's not actually about you, you're doing this for others and for such a bigger reason than yourself. It's so humbling, and it's such a blessing to have people like these young people here, to just be able to have in your life and to bring you down and bring back perspective. And then also just to have these people in my life that I can go to with any issue and just be like, I need to talk to you all, and I just need help, or let me tell you about this funny story, or as Kani likes to tell us about all her interests. It's such an amazing thing, and all I can say is that this wasn't man-made. This was definitely God intended, and God has definitely put these people in our church for a reason and are doing the work for God. And I don't have words. It's just amazing.
It's humbling. I think honestly, it's really humbling, and it really does bring you back down to earth. Wherever you might be on your own little pedestal, it brings you right back down to say, like, humble yourself, and then it really just gives you such a good perspective. And we built such great friendships through this. Like, guys, wow! I'm absolutely grateful.
Yeah. I mean, look, when people say be humble and all of that, it's like, it's not about, yes, it's about being humble, but like, I found that when you actually are able, because you don't experience it like every single day of every moment, but like when you have that humbling feeling, you just enjoy everything so much more. On top of what, like, it can be something so simple, but the minute you have that feeling, something as simple as, talking in the kitchen while washing dishes or cleaning up, it's like a great time. And I don't think it would be as good of a time if you weren't able to bring yourself down and then realize that you're a part of a team, and that team is a part of a bigger team, and that's the whole reason for this whole group, is just to make others feel better and teach them. Like, that whole thought process is, just makes you feel good.
I'm glad you said like this team and then a bigger team, because like sometimes you can think, oh, this is a bit of a clique, even though you guys are like my immediate go-to people. I know for a fact we have so many young people that have all these wonderful leadership qualities. And I mean, I know for myself, I'll never stop somebody from wanting to be in this group or to lead or to anything like that, if that makes sense. We're not exclusive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think that's a very good thing to mention. We aren't an exclusive group. We're a close group, but we're not exclusive, because we're always trying to get new people to join us. And, we're always looking to our kids that are growing up within our class. We want them to join us, we want them to take over, because we're not going to be here forever. So and then in that, we like being a part of other things as well. That's why we like going to other churches as well, assimilating to them, and then so we can be, because at the end of the day, I think I was speaking to Jenny and my mom yesterday, and it was like the big, like, it's a simple concept. We're all on the same team, and I think it's always important to remember that no one is better than the other person. And even if I don't talk to you, doesn't mean I don't like you or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's not about me. And we're all trying to serve God, do what God wants us to do on earth. And
So we've been going for about an hour now. So I think the last, if there's anyone who wants to say anything, I think that should be our ending.
Yeah. Any last thoughts? The last thoughts.
There's no criteria for being a youth leader. You can do it if you're passionate enough. You can do it. Don't be scared. You don't have to be too cool. You can do it. Anybody can do this.
I'm very glad to be invited into this group because then I get to know you better and appreciate more and more what you do in the church. We really need what you're doing, and we need it at every generational level, if I can put it that way. So thank you for what you're doing. Yeah.
Thanks, Brother Sammy.
Thanks for this, Sammy.
Thank you.
Oh, guys, I really miss worship. Damn.
Yeah.
Holiday club and camp worship. Oh man, those things just go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we move. We move.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys, for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a
Yeah.
cool video. Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year when we can actually get back on our feet again and just
Yeah, absolutely.
do our thing properly.
At the Magic 8 Ball said that it'll end this year, so.
Yeah, it did. It did. It did.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I'll
Okay.
catch you all soon.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks
Cheers.
everyone.
Bye. Be
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Wash your hands.
Wash your-